Hi everybody, so today we're going to splatter the stars onto our paintings, but you might need to do another layer of darker tones. When I came in ready to do this video, I noticed that there were some areas I just wanted to get darker, so you can see it's still a little wet. If that's you, what I would recommend doing is waiting to do the stars and just make sure you get those undertones correct. I'm going to go ahead and just do this for demonstration purposes. So the goal here, here's one I already did, is to get your colors transitioning from dark to light first. Look at your picture, make sure you have really nice tones and values going on. And then what you're going to do is, if you need to, there is one hair dryer. It's over by the whiteboard. You could dry it. But like I said, there's only one hair dryer. Here's another one I did. Just want to show you how it looks with the silhouette added. So this was my picture I took. It's really important that you guys individualize this by using your own photograph for the silhouette. Anyway, so if you're ready to do the stars, I recommend you share the white. You put about this much on for a whole table. It's more than enough. So it's like the size of a quarter. Then you're going to add some water because you want to thin this out just a little bit. You can see that there's not too much I added, and I'm going to mix this up so that it's nice and thinned out. And because you guys are new at this, and also even if you're not, just because you want to test it first, you're going to get a piece of black paper and you're going to try it out and practice on the black paper first. So I have some black paper, one moment. There it is, okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my brush. By the way, don't do this on top of your painting. Okay, you can work in your box, but don't do it on top of your painting. And you're going to put the paint on the paintbrush, thinned out, and then just kind of like sprinkle it. I'll show you from the side, kind of like this. Now you can see that there's some that are bigger. That kind of looks nice. And I barely did anything, and that's probably like a good consistency. So I'm not even going to put any more paint on my brush. I'm going to just try it out right onto my paper. And if I need to get more, that's fine, but actually less is more. Less is best for this. And you can see what happens when the paint's wet. That's why you have to let it dry. Again, for demonstration purposes, I just kind of moved on. But yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, you could go heavier with the stars or lighter. Now, if you do happen to make a mistake or something like that happens, it's not the end of the world. You just take a brush or a paper towel or a clean sponge, and you can just kind of dab it off. You don't want to like over dab though, because you'll ruin your painting. And I could always like take some little purple and touch that up, but if you do need a little bit more, okay, like so I'm getting a little bit more. Again, get your black paper out and test it. Make sure there's not too much on there. So that might be too much, but maybe you want that. So you just kind of flick it. Again, that would look better if it wasn't wet. So that's because this area is wet. Again, test it. And then go right to your paper. I think that there's probably more stars towards the top and less towards the bottom. So, alright, have fun today when you are done with this. We are going to need to let this dry, like really let it dry, get the hair dryer, or maybe move on to your mixed media project. Definitely recommend that because you all need or could use a little bit of work on that. And about 20 minutes later, you could get your image of your silhouette and you can start to paint that on. I would draw it first. If it's really complicated, you could use transfer paper. I did get another roll of transfer paper. It looks like this, and it's behind my desk in one of the drawers labeled transfer paper. So I don't think you can miss it. And again, use your phone for your image. I'll show you kind of what I picked. Okay. So I have a bunch of images I took for silhouettes, but this is the one I like the most. So I'm gonna actually use this part and maybe just subtly suggest the mountains. But I really liked this part. Now look, if you want to make it a silhouette, you can literally just change the tone and make it like a silver tone, or I did noir. And now it looks a little bit more like a silhouette. So you can like go to your edit in your phone and do that. So I'm going to work on this, but I'm going to let this dry a little bit because it's not quite ready. You can see the stars kind of splattered, and really they should be a little bit crisper, so the paper really needed to have been dry. But I'll work back on this and make it look better. All right, have fun.